Are you doing enough to motivate your team? Today, we are getting into the world of workplace incentives. Rise and shine, leaders. This is Glenn Guyton, your cultural futurist, equipping organizations with effective strategies to foster a culture of innovation, reduce workplace stress, and elevate your team performance. It is time for our executive coffee break. I have my beverage in hand. I hope you have yours too. They say you can't choose your family, but you know what? You can choose your workplace culture and your beverage. Today, I'm drinking coffee. Leadership matters, so you might as well get good at it. Hey, and if you are watching on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe. Well, incentives are not just about bonuses and raises. They are multifaceted, and we need a diversity of incentives to drive engagement and productivity. Today, we'll explore the right mix of incentives that can transform your workplace, making it not only a place where people work, but where people thrive. And we want people to thrive. So what sparked this conversation today? Well, one of my YouTube followers posted and said, hey, I need to know about incentives. What incentives work to drive performance? I need help. And then another subscriber said, just pay your people well. Just pay them, and they'll do the work. They don't need to have second jobs. Just pay them well at the first job, and that will take care of it. Well, my friends, I don't know if that is enough. There are many of us who are highly compensated, and that's just not enough. It's more than just pay. Now, pay is important. I did a whole series on Maslow's hierarchy of needs, other behavioral theories to think about motivation. Go back and watch that series. It's a good series. I think it's a good series. But it's not just about money. Yes, you do have to pay your people, so you can't cheap your way out of this. You can't just call people heroes. That's what we do when we don't want to pay people what their value is. Oh, they're a hero. Our teachers are heroes. Our law enforcement firefighters, those people are heroes. Yeah, but they probably don't get paid enough to do the things that they do. They do it for another reason. So money is not the only motivation. It is an important factor. So understand what I'm saying. So I want to give you, we'll talk about 6 areas today. 6. I'll give you 6 areas. That's a nice, not round number, because 6 is not a round number. But I want to give you 6 things to think about as we talk about these incentives. So number 1, of course, is always the financial incentives. Bonuses and salary hikes have their place, but they're often just the beginning, like I said. So let's talk about how these can be structured to reward not just performance, but also innovation and teamwork. So you don't want to just tie pay to like a time, right? I'm going to give you a cost of living raise. I'm going to just raise your pay after the review. No, there may be some other things that you can do to get the behavior that you want. So not just performance, but also innovation, how they work well as a team, maybe some longevity incentives. So think about other ways to wrap those financial incentives just up, rather than just, hey, I'm just going to give you some more money. That will keep people for a while, but that feeling of, oh, I got a raise is very, very, very short-lived. It really is. Number 2, recognition and career development. Everyone likes to be acknowledged in some way, and a simple well done can go a long way. Combine this with clear paths for career advancement, and you're not just incentivizing, but you're inspiring people. I think the best leaders are inspirational, that they have a certain amount of charisma about them to motivate people in a way they like to be motivated, and recognizing people is important. Now, everyone doesn't like a big deal made, but I believe everyone wants to be recognized for the good work that they do. Otherwise, they wouldn't be doing it. They want some type of recognition. So sometimes these are free ways to recognize people. You know, hey, you did a good job. I'm going to give you a plaque. I'm going to put you on the wall as the store manager of the quarter. I'm going to give you a parking space. There are a number of things that you can do. And then also have a career plan. Now, I've had a friend of mine who had the opportunity to be promoted, but they didn't want to be promoted. Why? Because the promotion didn't come with the requisite pay increase. They got a lot more work and responsibility, but didn't get compensated for. So be careful with career development. Make sure you are compensating people fairly for the increased level of responsibility. But people want to know that they have a path to grow. Most people do. Not everybody, but most people do. Some people just want to stay where they are. They just want to be comfortable, and that's fine too. I've worked with people that have been in the same job for decades, and I've moved around some. I mean, I've stayed a good. I mean, I'm not just bouncing from job to job, but I've stayed in roles for a while. But I've also had increasing responsibility the time that I was there. But everyone doesn't like that. Number 3, work-life balance and autonomy. Flexible hours, remote work options. These are no longer perks, but essentials. Alongside with giving your team autonomy to make decisions, this can boost their effectiveness and satisfaction. So, if you have young families, people that need to take off to go to their kids' games, go to their kids' school, that can be important. People that just like freedom and flexibility, they have other interests. That's cool. You can motivate people that way. Maybe some people have aging parents. So I talked about children. Sometimes it's the reverse, right? Some of us had aging parents. My mother-in-law lived with me for a while, dealing with cancer. So flexibility was important to me to be able to respond to her needs or to help my wife out. So these things can go a long way to keep people. I know a friend of mine moved because they've had special needs children. They want to move to an area where their children could get the care that they needed. So there are a lot of ways that we can incentivize people. Autonomy, I think that's going to be different for different people, different cultural backgrounds, different motivations. So be careful with that one. I like a lot of autonomy. I don't like people all in my space, but I am an entrepreneurial type person, a leader. I have worked with people that just need to be told everything, that really don't want autonomy. They want to work like right next to me and want me to tell them what to do and when to do it and how to do it. I don't work well with those people. So you have to figure out what motivates people. Some people just want to work alongside the boss or feel like they're part of in the know. So there are different ways that autonomy can manifest itself. Number 4, purpose and meaning. Connect the dots between daily tasks and the bigger picture. When your team knows that their work has meaning, their engagement levels soar. So yeah, I think that's really important. That we want to feel like our work means something at the end of the day. And have you ever worked for a boss and you were given a task that you knew didn't matter? How motivated were you? Not very. Well, they're not going to pay attention to this anyway, so why try? Oh, I'm going to do all this busy work. Why try? So make sure people understand the impact of their work on the overall process or the end result of whatever you're doing in the workplace. People need to feel like what they are doing makes a difference. That's really important. Social and peer incentives, fostering a community within the workplace through team-based challenges or peer recognition programs can lead to a more collaborative and energized environment. So this is what you have to be careful with. You don't want to create unhealthy competition between teams because you want everyone to know that we're in this thing together. We're all working toward a common goal. But I think friendly competition is fine. Having ERGs, employee resource groups, identity-based groups, I think is an excellent idea. People need a sense of belonging, especially if you are in a traditionally marginalized group. So women's groups, women of color groups, language groups. These things will be hopeful to build camaraderie in the workplace and get people motivated to stay, to perform, and they feel like someone gets them. That is important for some groups. It's not important for everyone, but for some groups that have been traditionally marginalized in the workplace, if you want them to be their best, do their best and be motivated to come to work every day. If you want retention, these identity-based groups or programs can really be helpful in creating a workplace where people feel safe and welcomed and feel like they belong. What number are we on number 6 already? Wow, where does time go? Number 6, health and wellness programs. A healthy team is a productive team. From gym memberships to mental health days, let's discuss how to integrate wellness into your incentive programs effectively. And for some people, it's going to be a really big thing. Some people are really into health and well-being. All of us should be into health and well-being, but some people, it really drives them and motivates them. Other folks on the team, it could help them mentally. It could help them physically, just to get involved and engaged in doing something together. So it also lets employees know that you care about them more than just, punching the clock or producing widgets, whatever you do, that their health and well-being means something. So we need this. And also it can give you a clue into the things that you need to change in the workplace if you are focused on health and wellness, especially in the area of mental health and wellness. So just so you understand, implementing these incentives isn't just a top-down approach. Engage with your team, find out what they like, get input, and tailor incentives that resonate with most of them. And when you're getting this feedback group together, make sure you have some diversity, different points of views, different interests, gender, different, maybe if ability, identity, have different people that represents your workplace so that you get a wide understanding of what motivates people. It's not just about the majority, but you want everyone performing, everyone on your team. You want them to perform. So motivation comes in different forms and different packages. So you have to understand what motivates different groups so that you can design programs that are effective. And you want to make sure that you're getting the most out of the money and time you're going to invest in this. Whether it's quarterly check-ins or anonymous surveys, keep the lines of communication open. All right. Thank you all so much for joining me today. So let's not forget the strength and perseverance that it takes to lead with empathy and inclusivity. Better leaders get better results. They really do. So to every one of you leading the charge for a more supportive and engaging workplace, I leave you with this. Stay bold, stay inspired, and remember that your actions today shape the culture of tomorrow. My name is Glenn Guyton. You all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day.